nice choppy out there. So here we are at the beach, of all places, in the middle of winter. And yeah, you want to tell them why we came to the beach?
Storm chasers. Storm chasing. We wanted snow, but we're gonna have to deal with the wind and the rain instead.
Yeah, we're going to go to the snow. This is a big storm, and we looked, and the snow was only a little bit in certain places before the storm, and then it was a lot of rain afterwards. It's going to wipe out all the snow anyway. So we thought, well, then let's go to the beach and see the wind and the waves down there. So here we are, and we've got a brief respite from the rain at the moment. We're here, so we're going to go out and check out the waves, which I can hear from here. I don't know if you can hear in the background the wind, and I can hear the waves from here. Like, it is big. So we're going to go and check them out. So we're coming out to the beach now, and Kelly's covering her face because the wind is so strong and it's blowing a lot of sand. It's a bit like being in a little bit of a sand blaster here, but it's just, wow, these are some of the biggest waves I've seen here on the Delaware coast, at least. These are nice and big. I like it. Just, if you haven't realized, I like storms. I like this kind of weather. But it was a lot to get Kelly out here. But have a look at this. I realize there are many places in the world where these are not terribly big waves. These are huge. Yeah, somebody else has enjoying the beach too. Is it a bit windy for you? Got this, so, huh? What is that? A little bit of crab? That looked a little bit like horseshoe crab to me. There's the teacher coming out. Horseshoe crab is not a true crab. It's closer to a red crab. Just saying. And Kelly's getting blown away by the wind. She's acting, but not very much. It's pretty windy. This is the Indian River Inlet, and we're going to actually park up here for the night, just beside it up here, and hopefully see more of this. And tomorrow is actually supposed to be windier than today, so we're hopefully going to catch some of that too and see what that's like. But we've seen a fair bit of wind and waves and some erosion and stuff. Like right up here, there's a bit of erosion where the sand has literally just been washed out from it all. But I like it. watch your step. We'd lose you in there. All right, so this is where we parked to go to the beach, and I am gonna pull around to where we're gonna stay for the night and cook us some nice dinner, and which is not very far, just on the other side of this bridge. We're gonna literally just drive under the bridge and pull up along that inlet where all that rough surf was we were showing you. We're just gonna pull up the side of the inlet and stay there for the night, and yeah, it'll be a nice wild one, I hope. This bridge here. Yes, this bridge. We're literally just going. That pole right on the other side of the bridge, that's where we're heading, right over there next to that. You can see a little cabana there. Maybe you can see it, maybe you can't. But that's where we're heading, right next to that. All right, here is our spot. It's a good spot. It's nice and level. I think we're going to call this our spot for the night. So I'm going to fix Sophie her dinner, and then I'm going to set things up, and I'm going to cook our dinner.
Woo woo!
I know it's different, but I'm going to do it. I'm cooking a chili tonight. Seems like a good day for it. So I'll get Sophie her dinner first.
I'm gonna grab a book so I can sit back and relax while I get dinner made for me.
Nice. Eat. Good girl. Good girl. Alright, she's been fed. Now we can get ourselves organized. Okay, so dinner. I am cooking some chili. A little bit different recipe with what I normally use, but that's okay. I'm happy to try new things. So first thing we're going to do is get the induction working by turning on the power. And then we'll have ourselves ability to cook. That sounds like it's on. I'm using sausage instead of just regular beef. I'm just using sausage. This is just mild Italian sausage. So it'll be interesting to see how different this tastes from what I'm used to because of that. We'll see. All right, that worked.
That's what it was.
Kelly got it. This pan, we brought a bigger pan in here to use, and the bigger pan does not work on this induction. It's got a copper bottom, I think, which is not working on the induction, which prefers steel. So it should be interesting if this is the only size pan we've got, because it's not that big. But we'll work with it. It smells like Italian sausage. Which is probably pretty good, because it is. So this is browned up nicely here. And I'm going to add a bit of taco seasoning to that, and then put in some other stuff. Okay, so I've added the seasoning to that. We don't fog up the camera in the process. I've added the seasoning to that, and then we're going to add some beans and some tomato paste and some diced tomatoes as well. Diced tomatoes are first. We're going to put them in first, and that'll add a little bit of liquid volume to it as well for everything else. So here we go. Actually, that meat soaked that up quite nicely. It's gonna be a nice, thick, hearty chili. All right, I've just added the rest of that chili packet to here. We're going to get that mixed in, and then add some beans with the tomato paste. Okay, tomato paste is going in now. Got to take it out with a utensil because it's so thick. But that should really thicken up the chili as well, just give it a good flavor. And although this chili doesn't need too much thickening, it's pretty thick to begin with. But you can always water it down if you have to. But I think it's going to have a nice flavor. So I'm just heating up the tomato paste with the rest of it that I've put it in there, and then I'll add the beans last, but it's looking pretty good and it's smelling pretty nice.
It smells really good.
Garbanzo beans going in now. Alright, now the black beans. I don't use kidney beans because Kelly doesn't like them. And I often have used baked beans in the past, which Kelly doesn't like in her chili either, so we're not using either of those. We've gone with the garbanzo beans and black beans instead. But it should be just as nice, just as tasty. So mix this through, let it heat up nicely, and then it should be ready. Clean up, tidy up the workspace. Got an extra pan. It would have been a one-pan meal, but it's actually now a two-pan meal, but that's okay. We weren't to know until we tried it. And now that we tried it, we know. We're starting to bubble here. I'm going to have to turn this down. This induction cooktop heats up so fast and gets things so hot so quickly. I think it's faster than gas. Like when we boil water and stuff, it actually, I think, is faster than gas in how it heats things up. It is really, really good.
Feel free to cook all the time, Josh.
I hear you.
What? Hello?
Kelly's just jealous because I didn't make a mess as I cleaned and as I cooked. And I'm halfway cleaned up already.
It's not my MO. I usually destroy the place and then clean up afterwards.
She will use every pot, pan, utensil in the place and then leave them everywhere along with any leftover ingredients. It looks like a bomb's gone off.
And I'm such a neat freak, but when it comes to cooking, I use
messy cook.
Like 4 or
It's
5
good
forks and knives. I just keep going in for stuff. I use pans. I do 6 things at once, and then it's a big mess. And then, yeah, I never clean up usually as I go along.
It's not how I roll.
It's not how I roll.
Okay, I get out the cheese and sour cream, and it will be complete.
It's very tasty. I like it with the sausage.
Okay, so dinner was beautiful. It was very tasty, and the dishes are now all cleaned up, and Kelly is settling in. She has a coaching call she's about to do, so she's going to do that, and then we're just going to settle in for the evening and listen to the rain on the roof and the wind howl outside.
We're rocking.
And we'll catch you in the morning.
Rocking.
I don't know how much this is going to come up on camera, but at the moment we're in a storm that's intensifying. It's getting bigger. Just check the weather app. We have sustained wind speeds in the 40 mile an hour, and the gusts are getting up to almost double that. And yeah, we're trying to sleep and we're getting shaken about here. It's proving very interesting, but I'm enjoying it. I don't know if Kelly's enjoying it so much because she's not been able to sleep. But I'm enjoying it. I like big storms. So Sophie and I are just walking, and after all that rain and wind and everything last night, you can see even the roads are covered down here. We're in southern Delaware, which is so flat, so absolutely flat, that the sand dune in the park, in the state park, is the highest point in the whole county. So you can see here, looking back towards the bridge, like everything is just so flat. There's the inlet, and yeah, it's all gotten swamped because of the storm. So I am having some breakfast. Kelly is having her coffee. Just gotten back from taking Sophie for a walk. She's been fed, and then we're gonna probably head back out to the beach and see how different it is now that the storm has passed from last night. Because yesterday afternoon when we were there, it was windy. It was really windy, and a lot of big waves and all that. So it'll be interesting to see now if the waves are still the same given the fact that the wind has kind of died down now. But we'll find out. So we have come back to the beach today. I'm looking at it the second time, and the wind is a different direction, and the wind is not quite as strong as it was yesterday, although it's still strong and it's sunny. So this is kind of a post-storm look at the beach and what it's like. Yeah, it was a high tide from all the way up here. So that wind is blowing almost directly out. You see as the waves crash, the wind's whipping the top of them off. You can really see the wind blowing the top off of these waves, and further out there's waves crashing that are probably, quarter mile or more offshore, and they're really crashing out there, but the wind is whipping the top right off of them. I don't know if this camera will pick it up, but yeah, it's pretty cool. Themselves a ball. Oh, hello. There you go. Hello.
Told you it was windy out. So windy. Could have did to my boots. I got a couple cracks there. Here. Here. Those gale force winds really took it out of my boots. I just stepped in the van after leaving the bakery and stepped in Sophie's water dish. If you look down here, we have all of our welly boots lined up. So I stepped in and spilled this. So I ended up taking this towel, and the water was all down in here and under here. So I've been trying to soak it up. Hoping there's no water going down there, any water damage. When I got out early, I got out from up front, so it's amazing how quick it takes to fill the space up. You see all of our coats hanging, so I was trying to step through the coats, step over the boots, and then knocked it over. That's why we typically leave the water down there, but hopefully Josh says it should be okay and dry out, because there's like an opening down here where all the insulation is. And I hate for that to have like a lot of moisture on it, but hopefully it'll be okay and dry out. This towel is soaking wet. The bowl was pretty full. So, anyway.
There's always an adventure, but I think that the insulation is hydrophobic, so it should be okay, meaning that it kind of repels water, so it should be okay. We'll find out.
So you may remember I keep organizing the drawers, and I had all the utensils up in a cup inside of here that proved to be problematic. It kept moving around. So I decided to take one of the containers that I had moved into the drawer and took a few of those items and just left them in the other drawer at the bottom with the pan, and moved all the utensils here, because reaching in there and taking them out and this falling over wasn't working. And there's actually plenty of room. I don't know if you can see it, but we leave the mixer here because we use that every day. And then when we get the pan out and we're doing stuff and needing utensils, it's going to be easier, because when I'm meal prepping or cooking, I can always pull the knives out and things that I need. And most of the stuff down there is things I don't use all the time. I still have a good knife here for chopping up veggies or whatever I need to. So I feel like this is going to be a good option. It fits perfectly. There's still plenty of room for the hot plate to be here, and then our blender, which we use every day when we're in the van. So I'm kind of excited about that.
This, very tasty.
And scone is delicious. Like the icing on top really adds a nice little flavor.
I didn't actually film the cherry galette. I just ate it.
Yeah. I didn't even get a bite. I mean, I said I didn't want to bite it, but the fact that I wasn't offered a bite.
And she said she didn't want it. I didn't waste any time. Here we go. Where are we?
The Jewish deli.
Hear you. Nobody can hear you.
The Jewish deli. Which I gotta start with the desserts.
Oh, yeah.
Banana cream, chocolate banana cake.
Look at that. Yum. Well, we've got our sandwiches. We are going to probably just head home from here. But thanks for tagging along on this excursion into the storm. And don't forget to obviously like and subscribe, please. And we'll see you next week.
Make sure you tell all your friends to subscribe as well. And we'll see you next time.
See you out there.